Bobi Wine in particular is an agent of foreign interests.
He's an agent of foreign. He will never tell you who are these.
But the social group, the youth who feel marginalized, that's a healthy internal force.
The youth who feel marginalized, that's a health internal force, okay?
Which we are working with.
Which we are working with. Now, allow me sort of roll the clip. Let's take what you would describe as a mental flight.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
Despite of these relentless efforts to suppress Bobi Wine and his supporters, but all in vain, and now unable or unwilling or both to recognize, acknowledge this domestic backing, this popular support Bobi Wine has, Museveni has now resorted to clinging to this extremely sad, convenient explanation. Oh, it is foreign backing. Bobi Wine is being supported by countries like USA or UK or Europe. He actually never mentions. He makes these ridiculous allegations without not a shred of efforts to substantiate all these claims. Never. Not even a shred of evidence. We know Bobi Wine is being backed up by some foreign agents, foreign countries. When you ask him, put them under scrutiny, those words, he's always failed. Who are these people? He usually claims, oh, we are investigating and we've been monitoring. We know some folks, that countries support him. But when he makes all those allegations, there's something he usually says, which is some sort of an insult to the young people, especially those that are seeking change in Uganda. Let's go on and listen to what he says here. Listen to where Museveni, what he thinks.
Bobi Wine in particular is an agent of foreign interests.
He's an agent of foreign. He will never tell you who are these.
But the social group, the youth who feel marginalized, that's a healthy internal force.
The youth who feel marginalized, that's a health internal force, okay?
Which we are working with.
Which we are working with. Now, allow me sort of roll the clip. Let's take what you would describe as a mental flight. 1980, we have an election in Uganda. Apollo Milton Obote wins that controversial election as the president of Uganda. Museveni, who was defeated abysmally, he was one of the poorest performers in that election. He was the one that felt marginalized. What does he choose to do? Engaging Milton Obote? Absolutely not. He decides to get arms and launch a war. If he wants people who feel disenfranchised, who are disillusioned, who are disoriented with his regime, why does he think that, they should work with him if he didn't work with Milton Obote? This is an insult that, hey, I will oppress you, I will brutalize you, and then I will even give you ways of how you can fight me. It is sad. But he makes all these these are not even points, with a bold face. That youth, we are working with them. And I know what he means. He sort of wants to present himself like he's in touch with the opposition folks. When he says those youths who feel marginalized, he's referring to his son, Museveni, who hasn't been marginalized at all. He was born with a spoon in his mouth. He's a neighbor baby who is waiting to take over after his dad has left. And very bad news for him. That's not going to happen. I hope. But he says, oh, we are working with those youths. What?
For the youth group who are serious, who are not part of the foreign manipulation.
Who are these foreigners? Tell me the
He'll never substantiate all those claims. Never.
country. I don't know who these foreigners are.
There are so many.
Who are these? You know, there are so many. Who are they? Isn't it funny that a president who is the number one consumer of intelligence in the country cannot even give you one?
There are so many. Because you see the foreigners,
Okay.
especially the Europeans,
Okay. Then he says, like I asked, when he says the Europeans, he's referring to Malta, Luxembourg, Sweden, Wales, UK, Spain, Portugal. What do you mean when you say especially the Europeans? But that's not the point here. The point is how Museveni wants to sit in this position to decide who should oppose him and how they should. He claims that he was member of the FRONASA. FRONASA was a group of disoriented Ugandans who were tired of the Idi Amin's government. They worked with a foreign group in Tanzania. The Tanzanian troops, the Tanzanian government helped the group of FRONASA to topple the government of Idi Amin. So, rules for thee, not for me. I can work with foreigners to topple the government of Idi Amin. I can actually go and be trained in Mozambique. Some of himself and other fighters within the national resistance movement that toppled Obote and Tito Okello Lutwa got some training from Mozambique. And a few other countries supported him. But, that's wrong. You cannot do it. Much as I did it, you're not allowed to do it. There's an unexplained gallant temerity that we have from these so-called liberators. I call them betrayers. He led the war that cost over 500,000 people. People loved him. They sacrificed. They hid his fellow soldiers when they're being hunted down by Tito Okello Lutwa and Milton Obote, only for him to come in power and be like, I don't care. Also, I'm going to tell you how you should now oppose me. I'm the one to define who is serious and who is not. and if you're watching from a country in Africa, you're familiar with these games. His son has ordered the abduction and torturing of political opponents of his dad. He's warned to attack, to evade countries like Kenya. And that's serious, according to him. A man who posts on social media making mockery of female bodies, pushes these extremely divisive narratives that he comes from a special race. That's the son of the president posting on his social media platform. He threatens to hang, cut off heads of political opponents of his dad. That's the serious people he's referring to when Museveni says, the serious group, we are working with them. That's the seriousness. Don't listen to him. He's drunk to power. Dominating others became his way of life. He's detached from the reality that he even assumes that if you're going to oppose him, you should ask for permission from him. It is a disease that affects all men and women who have gotten drunk to power. They're pushed out by the disenfranchised, by the disoriented, by the disillusioned people. He doesn't know anything apart from dominating other people. It is very sad. So every time I see him saying, this group that is disenfranchised, we are working with them. Nobody's working with you. We want you to leave power peacefully. And that's the difference. That's why we deserve a credit now. Because we're not choosing to the violent route. No. I think we've had enough of that. Actually, in the preamble of the Constitution, of our Constitution, it says, cognizant of where we come from. Uganda Constitution reminds us, that cognizant of where we come from. I'll read you a preamble before I end this video. Okay, let me read you the preamble to our Constitution. Am I going too far? Yeah, should be around here. Sorry. I think we've had enough of the violence, and it is time now to choose the peaceful way, the non-violent way. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we should cower before you. Okay. It says, we the people of Uganda, recalling our history, which has been characterized by political and constitutional instability, recognizing our struggles against the forces of tyranny, oppression, and exploitation, committed to building a better future by establishing a social, economic, and political order through a popular and durable national constitution based on the principles of unity, peace, equality, democracy, freedom, social justice, and progress. So that's our route. We're not going to choose the arms way. At least I'll speak for myself. That's the one I'm going to choose now. I don't make decisions for other people. If they do, that's their choosing. That's their choice. But nobody's going to work with you, Museveni, to topple you. That's funny. That's it for now. See ya.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.